late night local. Come in.
Hello, everybody. We are here today with the wonderful Your Arms Are My Cocoon. I absolutely loved your self-titled release. So, do you want to explain to everybody what you do?
Yeah, sure. So, Your Arms My Cocoon is like a lo-fi screamo sort of project. I recorded it in my parents' bedroom when I was 17, 18. Um, and I recorded it only for myself. I didn't think anybody was going to hear it. And now here we are.
And it's really carried. I mean, we're over in the UK, and funny enough, I kind of found it on Spotify through the recommended feature, and it just absolutely blew me away. I mean, I've been a big fan of Midwestern emo for a long time, and you're doing such a unique thing there. So,
Yeah, it's
kind of,
definitely like a very different take on it. I was
mm,
very impressed.
what kind of got you started? What kind of drove you towards that genre?
Well, uh, I guess if you really wanted to get back to like the origin of it, it was probably stuff like My Chemical Romance and like that sort of emo, like got me into it. But then like really around like when I was like 15, 16, I started getting really into. I found Bandcamp then, and that was when I
Mm,
started getting really into like Snowing and Page 99 and Marietta and bands like that.
mm,
That's what kind of pushed me towards the Midwest emo direction and the screamo direction. And then also around that time, through Bandcamp, I got into artists like Dandelion Hands and like Bedbug and like soft, quiet, like bedroom pop projects like that.
mm,
And eventually, I was like, these two things are like my greatest loves in the music world. This quiet, soft, very like vulnerable bedroom pop, and this like loud, um, cathartic emo music. And so I was
mm.
like, fuck it, I'll just throw it together.
Put them together.
Yeah.
That comes across so well. I mean, tracks like Metamorphosis, Snowy, you can hear those influences, but you've taken it in such a unique lo-fi direction. And you were saying about how those are some of your biggest loves within music. Would you say you've also been taking influences from outside of music as well?
Oh, fucking absolutely, yeah.
Mm,
Like I feel like yeah, music will always influence me, but further than that, everything that I encounter in life influences me, and should influence everybody. I walk down the street and I look up and I see a really pretty day with beautiful clouds, and I'm like, wow, that's gorgeous. And I hang out with my girlfriend and I love her, and I hang out with my friends and I love them, and I see bugs flying all around and I see green leaves falling. Um, and just everything is such an inspiration to everything that I do, not even just within music, just in general in life.
mm,
Everything, everything follows something else.
mm.
How inspirational was your recording place? You said about recording in your parents' house and everything, and the record can get quite chaotic. So I'm wondering how how it all went down in there.
So yeah, I would have been in high school when I was recording this. And so I was hanging out in my parents' house, obviously, because I didn't have anywhere else to live. Um, and So how it would go is the instrumentals. The reason why it's so lo-fi is because everything's like super fucking quiet.
Mm.
Um, and then for the vocals, I would have to wait until my parents left the house to like go on a walk, go to work
Mm.
or something, and then I just do it then, and then hope that neighbors didn't hear me.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a difference between the vocals and the actual kind of atmospheric soundtracks you've got going on. Yeah, your soundscapes especially kind of remind me of the microphones, atoms like the glow, very kind of using a lot of influences, using a lot of different instruments. I mean, you yourself must be so multi-talented. You pack so many different instruments onto that project. So where did that come from? Have you always kind of been into practicing and learning music yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been really, really big into learning as many instruments as possible. Just I have like this weird like fascination with just learning instruments. I think it's like super, super fun to do. Um, I feel like probably my biggest musical influence on like instrumentation would be stuff like Neutral Milk Hotel or Brave Little Abacus, stuff like that, where you can hear so much like sonic difference in everything, so much like color in the sound, and that's what makes me want to branch out and just put as many fucking instruments as possible into something. Like so I could play violin on Metamorphosis. I took violin as a class my senior year of high school just so I could play it on Metamorphosis.
That was one of my favorite moments on the project, by the way. That was such a beautiful moment, just fantastic.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Just
what made you want to? Oh, you go,
okay,
Angus.
You go, Dan.
Oh, you're so lovely. No, I was just wondering what made you want to start this sort of project off with an album, because a lot of people usually start with like a single or like an EP or something like that. What sort of made you have that level of ambition?
Well, ever since I started making music, I've wanted to just put something out, and I've never been able to do it. I've never been satisfied with what I've created, really. So I started making music back when I was like 16, 15. I've just never been satisfied with what I did. And I knew that I was making songs for this Screamo project that I didn't have any names for at the time. And I knew that at the end of the summer, when I was 18, I knew that I was going to be moving to Chicago, away from my parents' house and away from a place where I could reliably record vocals without, people hearing me. So I was like, oh shit, I have to get this done before the end of the summer. And so I sat down and I wrote and recorded as many songs as I could, which ended up being only about 6. But, and I was like, fuck it, I have all this shit. I'm just going to put it out and see how it goes.
I think something you really touch upon as well in a lot of descriptions of your music is people really highlight the nostalgia. Do you think the music itself and the album occupies a nostalgic place in your own mind, or is it still very current for you?
Yeah, a lot of the ideas that are in the album are things of my past, like October is about being suicidal and wanting to not be suicidal anymore, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm not suicidal anymore, which is cool. And then Snowy was about a girl that I liked, and that was 2 years ago, so that's gone. But yeah, so a lot of that stuff is very much stuff from my past, and yeah, definitely nostalgic for me. And I think where people get nostalgic from is the like fuzziness of it. It kind of feels like you're listening in on like a home movie or something like that. You're watching something like really personal to somebody, and I feel like that's probably where the nostalgia comes in.
Absolutely. I think something that really captures it as well was that Sunny to Records promo you did. And the biggest quote from that being, "My cocoon senses are tingling." I love that. I love that video. I was showing my girlfriend earlier and she just couldn't stop smiling. She thought it was fantastic as well. So how did that get started? And explain a bit about that.
Okay. So when Sun Eater, I contacted Sun Eater Records because when I first dropped the album, nobody knew who I was. So I was like, I'm going to talk to Sun Eater and see what they could do. And then they had me on and we're like, hey, we're going to do some cassettes for you. And I was like, okay. And they were like, you should film a promo video. I was like, okay, what do I do? And they said, do whatever you want. Like, all right. And then I just like immediately in my head, all these like fucking like scenarios started going through. Or like I wanted to have like me getting like imported into like a video game, and then I could like fight off like a bunch of like fucking zombies or like taekwondo kung fu motherfuckers, like fucking uppercut them and suplex them and shit. And I was like, I can't do that. That's too much. So then I settled on, world destruction, as anybody should. And I had this like whole like fucking lore in my head of like I'm the Cocoon fairy, and there's like this evil John like mastermind that's gonna take over the universe, and I'm the only one that can stop it. And then when I do, what is in his brain other than tapes for everybody to enjoy, for the universe to dine upon?
It's a good concept, and the video itself for 2 minutes, it really does stick with you, I must say. It was a brilliant one. I think something as well with your music and yourself, you just come across as a very natural, funny person. And one thing I mentioned to you just before we started the interview as well was the Nightcore remix.
Oh yeah, please talk about that.
Where did that come from?
I don't even know. I think. You're aware of the band Flowers Tape Depends? Yeah. Okay. I think one day I was like scrolling through Instagram and I saw like a meme of like it was like a joke image of like Flowers Tape Depends Nightcore edition. And I was like, and then I looked it up and it wasn't real. So I was like, damn, I'll just do this, but actually now. And then I did, and it sounds pretty fucking cool, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like it better than the original.
I mean, I've got to say, the big difference as well is Bobby Hill is not on the cover of the original. And spoiler alert, he is on the cover of the Nightfall version. Yeah. But that's a brilliant project. And something else I touched upon, kind of looked at as well, was your Trigun AMV. I'm a big fan of anime. Hands up and saying it right now, and Trigun is one that I've just always loved. So where did that one come from as well? Because that was very left field.
I also am a huge fan of anime, and I was real big into Trigun at the time when I dropped the album. And I'm also, as I mentioned earlier, a big fan of the Brave Little Abacus, and if you look up the Brave Little Abacus, the map of the stars, what comes up is a oh shit, I forgot the name. But there's an AMV for map of the stars, and it's really cool. And I've seen it like probably a couple dozen times. And all I do is copy from other people. So I just stole that idea. I was like, all right, cool. I'm the new Brave Little Abacus. Fuck.
Big claims. Love to hear it.
Don't quote me on that.
I mean, we've touched on what you've your album release at the moment. Are you writing at the moment? Are you what's on the horizon for Cocoon Boy?
I wasn't able to record for a while. I was displaced from my like housing situation for about 6 months, where I was like living on like somebody's couch, and I didn't have any of my instruments with me, and I couldn't record anything. But I just moved into a new place. I have all my instruments back, and I just started recording again, and it feels really, really good to be making things again. So yeah, I've got about 4 splits coming out before the end of the year, all with very, very cool bands. And then after that, I've started writing a couple of songs for LP1, or the next record, I guess.
Nice. I was going to say, actually, I was watching some of your live performances, the Battle Fest, and I did notice that you put some songs in there that you hadn't released on the previous project. Are they kind of going to be released properly, or are they kind of on the back burner?
Yeah, so pretty much every song that I've played live that doesn't have an official release will have an official release by the end of the year. Yeah.
Great. That's fantastic. I really loved them.
That includes the songs from Battlefest and songs from MechaFest. We're gonna have, actual places to be.
With obviously restrictions starting to lift and everything, are you excited to perform a bit more frequently, or is writing sort of your forte?
I feel like writing's more of what at least it's more of what I know. I've never played a live show before. So I'm kind of nervous for that. I don't want it to be just me, you know. I want to get a full band going so I can have full bands performances of those songs. Would be something spectacular, I think. But I am really fucking excited to, you know, go on tour and play shows and stuff, and have those full band performances. I want the live shows to be something like really, really cool. I've talked to a couple of my friends about this, but I want it to be like The World Is a Beautiful Place style, where there's like 15 people on stage, and I want to have I think it'd be cool to have like some like not music element to it. Like I want to have like maybe like fucking like background dancers, or like maybe a puppet show going on like on the sides or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Something like really neat.
It's almost making it performance art as well, isn't it? Kind of bringing it above.
My history, I did theater all in high school, which is embarrassing, but but it's what I know, and I do like making a big performance out of stuff like that.
I mean, I could imagine Snowy with like a big kind of band performance would be incredible in itself.
Yeah.
Almost transferring that home sound to a bigger format would be incredible.
Yeah, I want the recordings and the live things to be like almost different experiences, you know? Like imagine Snowy, but like with like a 4-piece string section and like a brass section, you know? I feel like that would be crazy cool.
Just imagining that.
I would be jealous.
Amazing. So there's a lot to look forward to then, and big plans for yourself. Apart from that, what are you doing at the moment? Are you kind of working to buy the time, or is music kind of the focus?
Yeah, I'm working 2 jobs right now, which sucks. I'm working, one's a retail job, and then the other one is kind of cool. I'm working at a therapeutic bunny cuddling place. Yeah, where people pay like $10 to come in and just hang out and pet bunnies for an hour. I could just get to be around the bunnies for like 8 hours every couple of days, and it's the coolest shit.
You need to do a music video with the bunnies.
Yes.
Incorporate.
Oh, I could build like mini sets, like little miniatures, and then the rabbits will look fucking giant. Maybe like 2 pounds.
Yes.
Practically writes itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. I love that so much. It's such a good idea.
And then when is this going to come out?
Oh, we haven't even thought about that, you know. When's this going to be coming out, Dan? You're the man with the numbers.
Fuck knows. Maybe in like either in a couple weeks or in like a month and a bit. Probably in a few weeks, I reckon.
Okay.
From
cool.
this date, which is the 22nd. Is it the 22nd? Yeah, 22nd of June. Just in case anyone actually cares when we were recording this.
It's good you know the date, Dan. Yeah, we've got alibis now.
In that case, it will have already been out for a while now, but this Friday, the 25th, I think. I'm working with a label called Dismiss Yourself, and we're dropping a deluxe edition of the album on CD and tape, and we're also doing a full like 4 shirt designs, some posters and stickers and stuff. Like it's a big merch drop that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So that's also kind of what I'm doing right now.
That artwork is so merch worthy as well, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
it's so good.
I got 4 of my like good artist friends to do like their own takes of the YAAMC fairy, and those are all what the shirt designs are.
Brill. Well, as we kind of come towards the end, do you want to shout some stuff out? Shout maybe some local bands that you're listening to, or kind of even things outside of music that you think more people should watch or listen to. Just whatever you fancy shouting out, shout out.
Okay. I want to shout out a bunch of my friends in the emo community. Ogbert the Nerd is a great band. So is Rookie Card and Lobster Fight and Hey I Love You and Home Is Where. Yesterday, or a couple of days ago, Home Is Where. Are you aware of Home Is Where?
I'm not, but I was literally about to say to you, I would love for you to just shout some emo at me so I can go and listen some more as well.
Yeah. So Home Is Where is they're a band from Florida, and they have some really good, like, almost sort of folksy, like Bob Dylan inspired emo, with lots of like harmonica solos and trumpets and stuff. And they were just in Chicago, which is where I am. They're just in Chicago like a couple of days ago to film an audio tree for their music. And I just got to hang out with them the other day, and it was the coolest shit ever. I love them so much. And then shout out Bedbug. That's like one of my greatest inspirations to all of my music. And we talked once, and it made me feel cool. Shout out to my girlfriend who's in the other room. I love her. Shout out cats. Cats are nice.
Hell yeah. Shout out cats. I'm with you on that one.
I think that's it.
It's been such a pleasure to talk to you, Tyler. And again, your music means so much to me, and so much to so many people as well. I mean, it's an amazing experience to be able to hear something that is so personal. And I absolutely can't wait to hear more from you in the future.
Thanks. I can't wait to put more stuff out.
And if you ever want to come back on, and hell, just get us up and have a chat. We're always here. So
absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, you have a good evening, and everyone out there, go and listen to Your Arms Are My Cocoon. The album is brilliant. It's 13 minutes. It's very quick, and it's well worth your time. So check it out. And again, Tyler, thank you.
Thank you.
No excuses.
See ya.
All right.
Goodbye.
See ya. Bye.